Hello guys of United Rock Nation, we are with Jason from Misery Index. So we are very happy to have you in an interview after the show to the Motocultor Festival in France. So, how are you?
Good.
Good?
C'est bon.
Okay. What you're feeling after the show? It was fantastic. For me.
Yeah, it was fantastic for us too. It was a great crowd, great stage sound, like really good crew here at Motocultor. Everyone's really professional and makes it easy for us. So we had a great time and we're happy to be here.
Okay. My first question about the band is 2 years you didn't come in Europe for gigs. So why did you wait this time to come back in Europe and do many gigs in many festivals?
Well, we were in Europe 2 years ago. Yeah, it's been 2 years, right?
2 years, yeah.
Yeah, I guess we didn't play in France that time either. I can't remember, but we were busy writing a new record.
Okay.
That's one of the main reasons. We don't want to just keep coming back and without having like some kind of progress and like new songs and and we have other activities in our lives too.
Yeah.
Like we're not a full-time band.
Okay.
So we do it when we can all get together. We all live in different cities, in different countries, so we're kind of spread out, and things just go a lot slower for us right now. But we did manage to get a new album together. So
okay.
That'll be soon.
So before talking about the new album, you released the EP with the two titles inside. The first title, you played it after I Disavow.
Yeah.
And you took a song by Nail Bomb.
Yeah.
Okay. Wasting Away. So my first question: why the Wasting Away of Nail Bomb in this EP for you, Mr. Index?
We were at the point where we were in the songwriting, and it'd been like almost 4 years since we had a record out. So we wanted to put out a single to kind of like keep people, get people ready for the new album. And we decided to do a 7-inch in our kind of tradition and have a B-side. And when it came to picking a B-side, we just went through the back, catalog of artists we like and inspired us. And the Nail Bomb album was like something we were looking at for a while. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
As fans of Nail Bomb and Fudge Tunnel and Sepultura and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So.
It's a good band. It's a good band, Nail Bomb, a old band.
Yeah.
Yeah. About the new singer, I Disavow, I want to know if the new record will be in this energy of this song, in this kind of music too.
Yeah, it's like all of our albums, they're kind of diverse. We have slow songs and grind songs and death metal songs, and because all four of us songwrite and compose, so it reflects the diversity of our inspirations and how we like to write songs, and our own stamp is on each song. So I Disavow is kind of like a pretty, I would say, typical Misery Index song. It's got, it's kind of a fast grinder with a breakdown at the end, and if I would say the album has aspects of that song, but the album is not going to sound like I Disavow.
Okay.
And we also re-recorded the song too, so it's going to have a different kind of production and vibe.
Okay. And could we know when this album release?
It's going to be released.
Yeah.
In February of 2019.
Oh, it's soon. 6 months. Okay.
It'll be. I'm sure that Season of Mist, our record label.
Season of Mist is the label.
Yeah.
It's a French label.
Yeah.
It's a good label.
Yeah, they're here today. We're very happy with them, and I'm sure they're gonna put a single out probably in December or something. So it won't be that long.
And the name of this album is this?
We haven't announced it yet, so we're gonna announce it with the cover art and other things in a few months. So.
Okay. About this album, do you work as usual to make it for the inspiration, for the process creation?
As per usual for our band,
Yeah.
as I mentioned earlier, we all live in different cities and countries, and we kind of operate, over sending files over the internet and meeting up, every few months to rehearse. So that's why it took a long time to write, and but we also wanted to make it a good album and as best as possible. So.
Okay. A question about the band. Could you tell me what's the evolution between the Misery Index of now and Misery Index 20 years before?
20 years before.
Yes.
Wow.
Because the band was formed in 2001, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
17 years ago.
So near 20 years.
Yeah.
So what is the evolution?
I don't know where the years went.
So what's the evolution of the band?
I would say that the band started off, the first phase was kind of like a more grinding punk death metal kind of thing. That was like big influences back then were like stuff like Tragedy, His Hero Is Gone, and Terrorizer, and like more Disrupt and things like that. But we are always at our core a death metal band. And then Adam and Mark joined the band 3 years into our existence, or 4 years. And then we started expanding our sound a little bit, and not wanting to release the same album over and over again, we brought in different influences. And so I think that by the time the Traders album came out in 2008, we became more of a diverse kind of entity. At the core, we're a death grind band, but we have slow atmospheric songs, and we have straight up death metal songs. So that was that transitionary phase, and then I kind of think it kind of reached its apex with Killing Gods. And the new album is kind of like a progression of that, I guess. But it's a little bit more, it's compact. It's going to be 8 songs, around half an hour, 35 minutes. So it's going to be more to the point, and it's more streamlined, I guess. It doesn't seem that it's not an album which is going to meander. So I think this new album might represent a new phase for us.
Okay. And what do you think about the death metal scene?
I love it.
Yeah, you love it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what's for you the difference between the US death metal and the European death metal?
These days, not much. A lot of the American bands in the underground that I know, like Blood Incantation and Spectral Voice and all that kind of stuff, they're kind of like merging with Tomb Mold from Toronto. I think they're kind of like, they're sounding like they're bringing in these kind of old Finnish sounds like Demolik, and there's like this old school kind of Finnish sound in the American scene now, and it's kind of like I don't think the country specific label works like it used to in 1990. It's kind of like now the sound is more spread around, and people know more about like what the productions, what sounds are, what pedals are used and stuff. So influences are fragmented and varied. So I think country-specific labels seem to like been washed away, in my view.
Okay. And last question: what is the first album of metal you listened to in your life? Which band?
Well, I mean, in the '80s, it was metal to me, hard rock stuff, like Def Leppard and Twisted Sister and Motley Crue.
Ah, more heavy metal.
Heavy metal,
yeah.
Iron Maiden, Iron Maiden, Priest, and then thrash, Metallica, Megadeth, Slayer. Then you go deeper, and find out about bands like Exciter and Coroner and Creator, and then Death, and then Obituary, and pretty much the gateway drug way that everyone, and then kind of look for something more heavy.
Okay.
So yeah, it's hard to say it would just be like Twisted Sister, I guess. Stay Hungry, or that would probably be like the.
Okay. And a new last question. This evening, Dying Fetus play on the little scene.
Yeah.
I know you know it. This band, okay. Is a guest preview with them tonight on the stage with them? you and Dying Fetus, maybe Misery Index and Dying Fetus.
We've done
on
it
the same,
before.
on the same stage.
We've done it before through the years, but now,
Not tonight.
well, they've been doing their own thing now for 17 years, so it's like, you know, it's a different entity,
Yeah.
and it's on its own trajectory. So there was a time after I left that I did join them for songs, but now it's just kind of like,
Okay, I can understand. Okay, so thank you very much for your time, Jason.
yeah.
And
Thank you.
the European tour finish when you finish this tour in Europe?
We have one more week.
One more week.
Yeah, we finish in Amsterdam next Saturday.
So maybe next year for the new album.
We're gonna be back.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
maybe in the Hellfest.
Maybe. Well, we're doing some festivals in June. I don't know when Hellfest is, but maybe it'll coincide.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yes. Yeah. Merci
Okay,
beaucoup.
and a big success for your new
Thanks.
record.
Thanks.